Just had a thought. Hold on. What's up, Ned? Kirk FM here for Comic Impact, bringing you the top 5, the only reviews that matter on the internet. I am coming to you from my newly cleaned out apartment that you can't even actually see. They had to do a lot of work in here. Anyways, that's really boring and you don't give a shit about that. But let's get into some of the comics this week. We had some pretty cool stuff, a really good mix of capes and spandex, and also some pretty cool indie stuff. And man, do I have a rant for you when we get to the disappointment of the week. So let's get into it. Reviews for September 2nd. Number 5 this week, all my little fans of Comic Impact and comics in general. We're going to go with Thor's number 3 by Jason Aaron. It is still the Secret Wars tie-in. I keep telling you how great the series is. I keep telling you how great Jason Aaron writes a Thor series, or even all the Thors in this case. And he's still keeping with the police procedural. We are following the Ultimate Thor through this series. And the killer has revealed himself, but the motivations and purposes for all the murders, we don't know yet. Number 4 this week, we are going to go with Silver Surfer 14. I keep talking about how great this series is, too. Have you noticed that a lot of the top 5s will sometimes have reoccurring themes of just great creative teams putting out constant, consistent output in comic books, and I think that's a great thing. As long as they keep doing that, I'm going to keep talking about their comics. And let's see, why do I keep talking about Silver Surfer? Personally, I've been enjoying it. Personally, I've really enjoyed how they've also not necessarily tied in everything going on in the series to Secret Wars. But this is indeed the last days of Silver Surfer, and they watch the universe end due to the effects and consequences of Secret Wars. That is the reason why it's number 4 this week. It really is just the end of the universe, and Silver Surfer and his friends are going to decide to rebuild it. Number 3 this week. Bear with me on this one. Number 3 was kind of hard. It's going to be Brian K. Vaughan's We Stand on Guard, number 3 by Image Comics. Again, another series that I keep talking about. Again, another series that issue after issue, it is consistently great and always for a captivating read. And I keep going back and forth between, oh my god, I love this issue, to, by the time I get to the end of it, I'm a little repulsed by it. I kind of want you guys to go check it out for yourselves, mainly because it does deal with a very sensitive subject, because the whole series is about war and the atrocities of war and kind of the nature of war. Number 3 focuses on the idea of torturing prisoners of war. You start to read a little deeper into it, and you realize that it doesn't matter how it's done, if it's sanctioned, or if it's considered a humane way. It's just wrong on all the levels. And alrighty guys, number 2 this week, also by Image Comics, by Jeff Lemire. We're going to go with Plateau. This was an awesome surprise. Right away, first of all, I'm just going to tell you that I picked it up because Jeff's name is on the comic. This is kind of a special title just in the first issue out. It deals with younger cast, and it realistically presents the ideas of, insecure teens with weight problems, younger kids, and how badly they will treat people just for the sake of covering up their own insecurities. But bear with me on this. It's also got a really cool, just a hint, a touch, a little itty-bitty touch of Lumberjanes. I also got this really great sense of the movie Stand By Me and the camaraderie that these kids come together for in the first place. And then the series ends with the discovery of a... And this is just the first issue, and I'm not necessarily sure what they're going to do with the rest of it. But just these elements coming together, and the color palette being so sweet and somber, and in such a beautiful way. Oh, hello, disappointment of the week, and man, is it a fucking disappointment. I cannot wait to rant and talk about all the problems in this title, which aren't actually a bunch of problems. It's just my problems with the editorial staff that these amazing creators are having to deal with. Disappointment of this week is going to be Batman Beyond number 4. Hold the phone for a second. I know I haven't been talking about Batman Beyond a lot. It's never really made my top 5, but it's always been a really fun consecutive series coming out of the new DCU. God, that was lame. Just about as lame as the tagline that they've come up for this new marketing campaign. I'm sorry about that. But, man, what do I say about Batman Beyond? Hold on. If you don't know what Batman Beyond is, it is Tim Drake in the future, and he takes over for a dead Terry McGinnis from the animated series and from his own series that we've seen a couple of times. And now Tim Drake, a little older, a little wiser, is in the suit. He is now the new Batman Beyond. But wait, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Tim Drake still Red Robin over at the Teen Titans? Yes! But no, this is the Tim Drake from Future's End, which happened 5 years into the future of current DC continuity, which showed a different Tim Drake who had retired from being Red Robin, and then he gets thrust even further into the future. It's this post-apocalyptic kind of cyberpunk sort of feel, which is kind of cool, type of future that is governed by Brother Eye, and now most of the Justice League and the rest of the world's heroes are these weird, creepy, mechanical cyborg creature things out of like a Cronenberg nightmare. So that is Batman Beyond. It's convoluted, it's a little weird, and Tim Drake is now like experiencing a duality and existing in two different parts in the DC Comics universe. And it was a really good series up until this last issue. Why? It was fine on its own. Alrighty guys, that was my rant of the week, and I know what you're thinking. Comic book guy ranting. Never saw that one coming, right? Anyways, number one this week, we're going to go with Marvel Comics. We're going to go with the truth, the honest truth, that yes, I personally was very excited for this series, and yes, I feel like it definitely delivered on my excitement. Miracle Man number 1 by Neil Gaiman. If you don't know Miracle Man, I definitely urge you to go back and check it out. Some of the new trades have been coming out recently. It is all reprinted issues of an older series that was lost in copyright who actually owns the rights to the character Hell for a number of years. And even though he's asked to take his name off of the newest issues and reprints, it was a series by Alan Moore. And I personally got really excited because as a huge Alan Moore fan, I finally had a new superhero series that I had never read before that was almost legendary, and it was coming out again every month. I had a new Alan Moore superhero movie, TV show, whatever, series coming out every month, and I was stoked for that. And we kind of jump ahead a little bit, and now Miracle Man, who was this amazing superhero kind of dealing with like more advanced adult themes and ways they hadn't actually used a superhero tackling certain issues, is now thrust through the future, and we're not even sure where we are yet in the continuity or the storyline. But Gaiman is now writing Miracle Man as like this deity that resides in a church that you go to make a pilgrimage. And it seems very, formal in the very beginning of it. There's like a secretary, and she's like, "Oh, you're here to pray. Fantastic. We won't let anyone go in groups less than 4. And so now you're thrust together with this group of 4 people who are going to go pray to Miracle Man. And throughout the entire issue, you find out that it's not just a pilgrimage, like through lands and deserts and that sort of thing, but a giant staircase that transcends, like, the upper atmosphere of the earth and starts taking you higher and higher up. And it's a pilgrimage of steps that does take you through different lands and climates and different strange environments over the course of, I don't know, because they actually lose track of time. And when they actually find Miracle Man, the coolest thing happens. They start praying to him. And now this weird superhero is being looked upon as a strange deity. Furthermore, Buckingham's art actually works perfect with Neil Gaiman's way of storytelling in comic books, because it's very reminiscent of old Sandman issues, and I kind of liked getting that cool, creepy vibe again when we're telling a superhero story. Alrighty guys, and that's it. That brings us to a close. Those were my top 5s, and not to mention one really bitchy disappointment of the week for this week, September 2nd. As always, when you make it this far, let's try that again. As always, when you make it this far in the video and watch me fuck up a lot, it's always really appreciated. It means that you're sharing this love of comic books and storytelling along with us. So as always, comments down below. What did I get right? Where did I get it wrong? What should I be reading? What are you reading? And definitely kind of chime in, because I'm really enjoying that interaction as always. Also, find me on Twitter at KirkLikesStuff. I want to know, like, what is it you guys are reading personally right now? What is a really cool adult-themed comic that you've read that you actually think younger readers should find early on when they're trying to discover what they really love about storytelling? Yeah, think about that one. Anyways, we'll see you next week, and thanks a lot, guys. See ya.